Hello everyone. This is Reprisal with a public service announcement. Recently, another YouTuber by the name of Logan filmed and posted a video featuring human remains of an individual who had taken his life by asphyxiation in the Aokigahara forest, also known as Suicide Forest in Japan. Suicide occurs here so often, there are signs outside the entrance saying your life is a precious gift from your parents and to think carefully about your children and family. Not only are there signs begging for people to get help and it provides numbers to suicide helplines, there are also cameras at and around the forest that are monitored in hopes to stop suicides from occurring, including at the entrance. There are also places in the area that can provide help to suicidal or depressed individuals. In case you don't know what the Aokigahara Forest is, or much about it, here's a quick history lesson. The Aokigahara Forest has been known for decades, if not longer, as a site where some go to take their lives. Before 1988, around 30 suicides would occur here each year. In 2003, 105 bodies were found, and in 2010, police records showed up to 247 people attempted suicide, of which 54 had succeeded in the forest. Suicides in the area seem to be the worst in March, which is the fiscal end of the year in Japan. Authorities have recently stopped reporting actual numbers of those found in the forest, either alive or dead, who have attempted suicide. Now that there is background knowledge of the Aokigahara Forest itself, it's also important to mention Japan has one of the highest suicide rates in the world. It is ranked at number 26 on the World Health Organization suicide rate by country list. And in 2014, it was number 9 on the National Policy Agency suicide risk list. That was 4 years ago. However, suicide rates are declining. For now. In 2016, suicide was at a 22-year low, decreasing by 2,291 suicides from the year prior. After that short history lesson of suicide in Japan and history of the forest, I wish to continue by speaking about Logan and Logan Paul's video. Logan Paul claimed that he was going to the forest to talk about the hauntings that are said to take place there. A tour guide took them into the forest, and as Paul later said, about 100 yards from the parking lot, they had found remains. They told their tour guide to call the police and ask the man if he was okay. The man gave no response. The crew members then continued to move closer to the body, and Logan said it was a first for him to find human remains and asked a crew member if he had ever been this close to a body before, and then smiled. As Logan stands next to the body, he begins remarking about his condition, including an estimated time of death as recently, and then noting the discoloration on the corpse's hands. Logan then apologized to his viewers and adds, quote, "Suicide is not a joke, depression is not a joke, and mental illness is not a joke," unquote. But what happens next is appalling. The cameras pan around and shows everyone's exaggerated reaction shots and nervous laughter. The group then tries to lighten the mood by laughing and smiling and cracking jokes. Logan Paul then feels the need to say the laughter, jokes, and smiles are not a reaction to what they saw, but were a coping mechanism. Finally, at the end of the video, he runs into a young fan being led by a chaperone and tells them, quote, "I have one piece of advice for you. Don't go over there." Smiling, he points in the general direction of where the body was discovered. After filming, and before posting this video, he added a sort of introductory commentary to the video that went as follows. Quote, "This definitely marks a moment in YouTube history, because I'm pretty sure this has never hopefully happened to anyone on YouTube before. Now with that said, buckle the fuck up." Unquote. The video then warns of graphic footage, and he begins to talk about the history of suicide in the forest. He titled the video, "We found a dead body in the Japanese suicide forest," and then posted it on Sunday, New Year's Eve 2017, and it reached at least 16 million views before being removed the next day. After public outcry, he made a first apology that was very self-worshipping, including phrases such as, "I'm surrounded by good people, and I believe I make good decisions. I didn't do it for the views because I get views. I did it because I thought I could create a positive ripple on the internet, not a monsoon of negativity. I intended to raise awareness to suicide and suicide prevention, and while I do this shit every day, I've made a 15-minute TV show every single day for the past 460 plus days, and I'm often reminded of how big of a reach I have, and great power comes with great responsibility. For the first time in my life, I'm regretful to say I handled the power incorrectly. It won't happen again. I love everyone. I believe in people. And I'm out of here. Peace. Hashtag LOLgang for life." After many found this apology to be unacceptable, the following day, he posted a new video on his channel apologizing for his actions. He says, "I should have put the cameras down. I should never have posted that video." He then asked his fans not to defend his actions because they did not deserve defending. He said it wasn't how he wanted to end 2017 and that he was disappointed in himself and promised to be better. Logan Paul, at this point in the public service announcement, I am now directly speaking to you. Instead of immediately ending filming, putting the cameras down, and apologizing, or calling for help yourself, you posted a disturbing video in the hopes of creating a trending, controversial upload. Not only does this video feature a dead person hanging from a tree, it has you saying suicide is not a joke, depression is not a joke, and mental illness is not a joke, and then proceeding to laugh, smile, and crack jokes. When watching this video, it is clear to me, Logan Paul, that you are a disturbed sociopath with a lack of remorse and an inability to empathize in a natural and emotional way. Instead of actually showing shock or sadness, You use generic phrases, the likes of which are heard whenever something tragic happens. This is not a joke. My heart goes out to the family. I hope this never happens again. After this, you have your cameraman zoom into the body and you start analyzing it, going as far as to comment on its purple hands. You also feel the need to remind us the video is an unfiltered live response. Unfiltered? You mean as the body is blurred? Which you mentioned in the video. You said you'd probably have to blur the body, meaning you already had a plan to use this footage in your post. Blurred, as in you edited the video. It's not unfiltered at all. But this also means you had time to not upload the video because you took the time to add a caution to the beginning, an introductory video, and to blur out the victim's face. Let's also consider the length of time it takes for a video to be processed. Even before being uploaded, the video has to load. Subtitles are added. You added subtitles. And all this time, you could have deleted it easily. Even after uploading it, you had time to delete it. Instead, you didn't. At least, not until you received backlash from the entire internet community. I'm stuttering because I'm frustrated. Don't get me wrong, Logan Paul. I love outrageous expression. But displaying a deceased carcass on a YouTube video is not an art. It's not entertainment. At least, it's not entertainment to anyone who is a decent person with mental stability. Not only in the video do you show a lack of concern, but in the first apology you post, on Twitter nonetheless, you fail to even mention sorrow for the victim's family. Instead, you have to remind everyone how long you've been on YouTube, how hard you work, and how much power you think you have. Reality check, Logan. Being a YouTuber doesn't give you any power other than influence over your followers. In this case, your mindless followers, as demonstrated by their reactions to your apologies of acceptance. Even going as far as to defend what you've done, saying that some people have even said that the body should be honored to be in your video. If you really wanted to make an impact on suicide prevention and awareness to suicide, you could have just posted a video about statistics of suicide in Japan and the world. You could have given a list of resources available to someone who is distraught or on the verge of ending their existence. You could have left numbers to hotlines. Instead, you posted a video to your channel despite knowing how many youth watch your videos and knowing people could be harmed by witnessing such graphic material. Considering your reaction to finding the body in the video, saying how this was not what it was supposed to be, this was supposed to be fun, this was supposed to be entertainment. Considering you had that reaction, It probably should have told you that you shouldn't post that video and you should stop filming, because no one wants to see that. Let's even consider the title you decided to use. We found a body in the Japanese forest. Sorry, we found a body in the Japanese suicide forest. Sure, many YouTubers before you have done documentary reports, commentary, or visited the forest in the past, but none have ever posted human remains they may have encountered on their trip. Why? Because of the lasting effects it could have to their viewers. The reason, quote, this has never happened in YouTube history, unquote, is because common sense would dictate doing such a thing would be a bad decision. A bad decision. But, judging, however, based on the content of your channel, doing stupid stunts for attention, insulting your brother, making him cry in a music video, doing it for attention and views online, playing with dangerous materials such as fire or fireworks, and the language that you use, you don't really seem to care at all what impact you have on your followers that are youth. To get even more followers, you give your fan base a clever nickname in the hopes of creating a self-proclaimed community. A community that can give you all the love, admiration, and attention you seem to so desperately crave. Then, you make a disturbing video and somehow expect everyone to believe this too isn't a publicity stunt or a cheap attempt for attention on social media. I'm going to say that again. You make a disturbing video and expect everyone to believe this too wasn't a publicity stunt or a cheap attempt for attention on social media. You have the audacity to claim you will do better, implying somehow you deserve a second chance to redeem yourself. Sometimes there is no second chances. Some things in life are unworthy of acceptance, or even support. This video does not deserve defending or praise. In your entire video apology, you only ask them not to defend yourself because it doesn't deserve defending. You failed to mention what is wrong with defending such actions. You failed to discuss the ramifications behaviors such as these can have. You failed to mention the apathy it can create towards mental illness. An apathy so widespread through all of history. Mental illness, not too long ago, was viewed as a demon inhabiting a person. Once we grew smarter, we started subjecting people with mental illnesses to torturous methods of experimentation in hopes of learning more about these illnesses. Restraint, waterboarding, isolation, and electrotherapy are some of those methods that were used. Mental illness in our society is viewed with fear and lack of understanding. Why? Because of people like you, who help further stigma against those with mental illnesses of having zero compassion for life, no empathy towards suffering, and no clear understanding of the damage their actions can cause. Whether or not you have a diagnosed mental disorder, you have one. No sane person would come across a dead body and decide to capture it on film, title the video something shocking, remove it after instant backlash, brag about your accomplishments and your first apology, and then half-ass the second one. When people think of someone with mental disorders, they think of a school shooter or a serial killer. There are, however, mental conditions that can be alleviated by, at least partially, through therapy and proper care. Videos such as these, such as the one you just posted, takes away from the concern that exists for mental health issues. We live in a society that in 2 years had 2 of the worst shootings in our nation's history, Orlando and Las Vegas. We have watched politicians strip away freedoms from those they cannot understand, and attempt to take even more from those who need care for those conditions. As an example, a healthcare bill draft that we found would have cut special education funding by 24%. It is a fact that a large majority of homeless in our country are those with mental health issues. In our country, we allow soldiers to come back from war after defending their homeland with valor, with a lack of support. A country where homelessness is full of people with mental health and are veterans. Where it is so widespread, there aren't even enough shelters to fit everyone. Where certain shelters have qualifications to even be able to be considered eligible for their services. Your video does not take away from any of those gaps. It does not give anyone a reason to not take their own life. Instead, it demonstrates live on camera a way an individual successfully took their own. The youth that watch you are impressionable. And posting this video showing us a successful suicide is dangerous, irresponsible, and stupid. As for me, Logan Paul, you personally impacted me. I went to a school district here in Minnesota that was later pronounced to be the site of a suicide cluster. A suicide cluster, if you didn't know, which I wouldn't be surprised, is a place where suicide is a major risk and is happening at an alarming rate. AKA the Aokigahara Forest. Because of negligent school board officials who decided LGBT students in their school district didn't deserve protections from bullies, 9 students took their lives in 2 years. The families of these individuals who took their lives are still haunted by the loss of their children who were still young and had full lives ahead of them. I too tried to take my life after being bullied in that school district, not once, but twice. I would have been the 10th victim to take their life in Inow School District. But instead, I took action and vowed to never let such divisive actions to be done unto others again. You know what I could see you doing? I could see you coming to Inow during this time because it's the Halloween capital of the world, self-proclaimed. It's disputed. During the heart of a time where all these suicides were happening, potentially finding my remains and deciding to film me. Damaging my personal privacy and traumatizing my entire family and anyone who knew me and cared about me, which at that time, by the way, Logan Paul, was almost nobody. I had no friends. Well, I had a couple, but they didn't want to be seen around me. At least when others were around. That body in that forest could have been me. And what you did is an insult and a mockery to anyone who has ever attempted or considered suicide. Suicide is not just a major problem in Japan, it is a major problem in the entire world. I would have been the 10th victim. I know how it feels. Depression is not just being unhappy and sad. It is a feeling of hatred for yourself, hearing the criticism and hateful words of everyone around you and believing it. Not believing you have any reason to live. That nothing matters. It is a mental condition that cannot be fully cured. But it can be relieved through therapy and potentially medications, which will be harder to find now thanks to our Congress and our president. For anyone watching this, suicide is not the answer. There are so many people who care about you. Even if you feel like your friends or family don't care about you, know there are therapists specifically trained to help you learn to cope and combat your depression, who dream of helping save a life. There are artists who create music, such as me, in hopes to help you understand you're not alone. Artists who make movies or video games in hopes, and YouTube videos and other media, in hopes to make you know you're not alone, educate you, and raise awareness, and to give you a little joy in your life. There are politicians that fight for a more inclusive and widespread care for those with mental health conditions. There are clinics and shelters constructed to give you a place to stay when you are down on your luck. There are government agencies in place to help you find the supports you need. And even more, you have me and many other YouTubers who care about you. And I mean actually care about you. Not just a pretentious YouTuber trying to be edgy and thus posting a disturbing video while the whole nation is reeling from shootings and evil politicians. Not just a pretentious YouTuber who uses terms such as suicide and mental health because they are hot button issues at this moment in time. If you actually cared at all about mental health awareness, it wouldn't have taken posting video footage of a dead individual receiving backlash to raise awareness. You could give some of the millions you have earned in your career to causes helping those with mental health issues. Again, on a personal note, it is an insult to think that you can have millions of fans around the world and mock suicide and make jokes out of mental health, while someone like me with a real talent, who plays the piano, who can't read music, who is autistic, who has depression, who's tried to kill himself twice, who knows how it feels, who tries to fight for other people and stands for what he believes in, who gives resources for those who need help, who goes out of his way to reach others who are suffering, has no door, has nobody, no opportunity. But you can go into a forest and film a dead body, and you can light shit on fire. And you can hurt yourself and insult your brother and become an internet sensation. That tells you, everyone watching, how our country feels about mental health. How our country feels about me and anyone else who is suffering. I read you my reaction because I do not believe a simple one-sentence mention or 5-minute unplanned rant will do any good or bring any sort of relief to anyone suffering from this video. It must be a coordinated response. I also hope to contribute to this conversation by doing what I do best. By singing a song I wrote after all this happened. The song that I hope can give an inside look to people like you, Logan Paul, who don't care and don't understand what real depression is. I can give you an inside look into what real depression and suffering looks like, but also reinforce to anyone who is suffering the message of it gets better. Because it does get better.
I woke up that day and everything felt wrong. I went on through my day and realized I don't belong. The day my heart turned heavy was the day I learned to push on. In a world full of negativity, it's possible to stay strong. And this powerlessness over me makes me feel like I won't make it, but there's always light in me. Now I don't feel so hopeless, just like death is yours to choose. I decided to make it through, no other choice to choose. And now I'm stronger than I knew, all 'cause of the power inside me. I finally arrived home, distracted myself from the pain. Didn't have anywhere to go, so I fought my inner enemy. Now I am alone, and the voices won't leave me be. But all the happiness I could know is enough to wanna be free. And this helplessness asphyxiates me, but deep breaths can shake it. A suffocation so deep, but I am still breathing. Now I know I can live and learn to be positive. The decision to live is my oxygen when the helplessness asphyxiates me. A few years older still, and I still make it through. I promised myself death is not my will, and I'll always continue to, till the very day I die from a long and healthy life. Because nothing I'll say could ever matter more than it gets better. Oh, you have a life to live, a life full of accomplishments that you'll never achieve if you decide to leave. So I continue to pray that you too can find a way, and always continue to, 'cause you're stronger than you knew, 'cause of the power inside you. Oh, you have a life to live, a life full of accomplishments you'll never achieve power inside you. The power inside you, the